Go fuck yourself.
Yes!
Is that how I look?
Yes!
Rolling high, Nexus watching the board. Stryfe cuts deep with a critical sword. Tink in the shadows, quiet but mean. We're building nightmares behind the screen. Welcome to the sadistic circus. Feel the floorboard shake. Every roll you make could be your last mistake. From LHRPG to the Eldritch Sea, same blood, new throne. And now the horrors run by
Greetings, Hellraisers and Horror Hounds.
Whoop whoop! Wait, this ain't my show. Fuck!
I can't believe you've done this.
This is new for me.
So, usually you guys see us on LHRPG. Today we're on my channel.
Shout out, go subscribe.
Hells yeah. Let's face it, if they're over here watching this, it's because they're from your channel. So subscribe to me, please. As you probably know, I'm Jayde. This is my brother, Lil Nitro. And today we played Call of Cthulhu.
No. She's not doing it justice. My humble little sister here, by the way, hashtag shout out to humble.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Has, as we've been advertising, written her own campaign, and we finally got to start it today. So, no, we did not play Call of Cthulhu, which is my favorite system, no shade. We played Stranger Things Bloodlines.
Session
1.
Overall,
wow. Like, this was her first time running a group, and she did fucking phenomenal.
the only time I've ever run before today was I did a cult scenario for him one time.
Yeah, the driver.
It was a
which was
one-player
supposed to
improv.
be on this channel.
Yeah, it was, and now it's kaput. My computer's kaput.
Yeah,
I gotta get a new one.
It's gone.
But
That footage will never surface. But if you want to know more about the driver, you can check out when I ran Jayde through it over on my channel.
hells yeah. So essentially, if you're a fan of Stranger Things, forget season 5. It didn't fucking happen. Real quick, something you have only been asked by me as the GM. Now you get to be asked as a player. What's something you liked, something you didn't like, and something you're looking for?
Permission to start with what I didn't like.
Absolutely.
Because the only thing I didn't like had nothing to do with your game. It was all the sidebars, because, Tink had to take a piss 37,000 times.
I'm 37?
Which I tried to do my best to corral everybody when we sidebar, and
But we have those almost every
when
game.
she left so many times, I tried my best to hit on other shit with y'all, but it gets to a point where she has to be in here. And there was a couple of times.
You see why I get frustrated.
Yeah, there was a couple of times that happened. I flat out texted her. I was like, you need to hurry up. We need you. We cannot do such and such until you are in here.
Mm-hmm. So that was about the only thing I didn't like. And like I said, it had nothing to do with the campaign. I'm going to give you the same answer that y'all give me that pisses me off on what I liked. Everything!
And I'm going to give you the same reaction you gave me. No, I need something specific.
Something Atlantic. If you watch my channel, you'll know why that's funny.
Hashtag callbacks.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to have to go through and try to figure out what the best thing, at least for me, was. The fact that it was story focused. Like, we made so few actual checks that I only had one skill to upgrade. This is the only one I passed.
Which I told all of you guys from jump, this was going to be 90% roleplay.
Based on how I run, you know me. I'm more roleplay than anything else. So that was awesome. I got to get into character. And I legit felt like an actor on set. It was dope. You
and Mella and Nexus gave me some of the best reactions. You guys were so in character. I loved it. I loved watching her with that song. Hashtag we'll get there. I loved watching you when I played that audio clip. Hashtag we'll get there. And I loved watching Nexus when he had that moment with Derek. Hashtag we'll get
My
there.
nerd.
By the way, when we reference Derek in this game, it is not dipshit Derek
No.
or delightful Derek from season 5. He does not fucking exist. Season 5 didn't happen.
However, dipshit Derek is delightful and one of the only good things about season 5.
No, this Derek is deemed, what, Dickless Derek?
Dickless Derek.
Dickless Derek.
Derek the Dickless.
Unless you're talking to Mella, in which he's
Dupnar.
Dupnar or some shit. She was giving everybody D names.
Yeah, I'm Doofus. He's Dingus. She's. I can't say that word on camera. I can't. It was horrible. So apparently, Mella isn't, but apparently Soph is a bit of a homophobe.
So Stryfe's character was Trish Tao, and apparently he has decided she is gay. And very open about it, which is fine.
Which is awesome.
We love that.
Except for, Soph kept
Calling her
the
dyke.
D word.
I'm bi, I'll say it. I get called that. She called her dyke.
A lot.
And then Tink, she called Dingleberry.
Yeah.
We had a lot of Easter eggs and cameos and references.
I have some theories.
And we went from me scheming with him for his games to him scheming with me for mine.
Which we got to start today.
Yep. And you notice,
And
I don't
like
think
I said-
anyone caught on to it. If anyone did, it would have been Nexus, and he didn't even point it out.
Nexus is the only one that caught on to my difference that I did. Remember, I told you, I was like, you'll know it as soon as it happens. He was the only one that caught on out of the players.
Even when I explained,
Because I
gave him
said
the
that,
idea
and he
check.
looked at me like, you got what dysplasia?
Even when I gave him the idea check after that, and I broke it down,
Mm-hmm.
I mostly did that for them. So they would hear it out of game
Mm-hmm.
and possibly be like, yo, I want to do an idea check, None of them. Not a single one. Stryfe I get, because
His
she ain't been
character's
around
a
that
new
long.
kid.
But these other two have known you from jump. I mean...
Anyway, we'll get there.
And something you're looking forward to.
Session 2.
Session 2. I started writing and prepping this campaign because my brother wanted to play it. So he asked me to write it. And I was like...
Called her at work.
Yeah. I was like, I would love to play in something like this too, but I know he doesn't get to play. And he doesn't trust his own writing capabilities.
We have to... I'm going to tell a bit part of the story.
Okay.
Okay, because it was fucking awesome. So I call her at work and I was like, sister. She goes, what? And I'm like, what do you think about a Call of Cthulhu campaign based on Stranger Things? And her face starts to light up and I was like, but you're going to have to write and run it. And she died a little inside. And then she thought about it and she goes, well, yeah, you'll get to play, right? And I was like, I hope so. So this is my late birthday present as far as I'm concerned. Because I never, like she said, I never get to play. Not to mention, Call of Cthulhu is my favorite game. So I got to sit here today and actually play my favorite game. And it was... It's amazing. It's the first time I've actually gotten to do it the right way.
However, I felt really good today because you and I have made jokes while I'm prepping this about how funny would it be if my story ended up being better than what the Duffers did with season
So
5.
far it is.
And we were at the table. Stryfe, who hasn't even watched all of the show but has heard us talking about it and read the stuff, flat out at one point when I was doing the nightmare sequences, I believe, pointed at me and goes, better than the Duffers! I felt so proud.
They should have outsourced writing to you. I'm just saying.
That's what Nexus said! So we found
She should have written season 5.
So, who did you play?
Edward Henderson.
Known as?
Eddie.
And, who did Nexus play?
Wayne Harrington.
Who did Tink play?
Trying to remember. Zoe Wheeler.
Stryfe?
Was... Don't tell me. Trish. I don't know her last name because it's not Byers.
It's Tao. She was the adopted daughter of Will.
Will Byers.
Who did Mella play?
Sophia Sinclair.
So anyone who doesn't recognize those other last names, Sophia was the daughter of Max and Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
You were the son of
Dustin and Susie.
Good job. Wayne was the son of
Steve, and I don't know who his mama is. Probably Tammy Thompson.
So how did we? I usually do all the talking in yours.
I can't do all the talking now.
You get to do a good majority of it, like I do, because what's that thing you say? I've been running all night.
Oh, you've been talking all night.
Exactly.
So, we opened up in my basement playing Call of Cthulhu. Ironically.
Very meta.
We had a very similar setup to the original season. And it was a survival adventure in a forest, and they had encountered a Gug. Which, if you're not familiar with Call of Cthulhu, it's this big fur-covered creature, and the head opens up into a mouth. And right as the final combat was about to start, my mom made me call the game. So I was pissed. And
Everyone was.
I tried to get my dad to back me up, and he was just like, listen to your mother.
So this is when Nexus said something. Had Wayne say something smart.
The cool thing with Eddie is you can clearly tell when I'm talking in character versus when I'm not, because I made it a point when I was speaking out of character to not do the lisp.
Mm-hmm. So Wayne said something, and Steve.
He called me a nerd.
Yeah, Steve got onto him, and Mella started saying something.
I think everyone got yelled at.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was.
Except for
Trish.
Trish, yeah.
She said something to Wayne about his mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you would know that that's a low blow because his mom died during childbirth. And she goes, I didn't know.
Yeah, and I was like, your character did.
Okay, so you guys went home. Well, you were already home.
Yeah.
The only one not playing Call of Cthulhu, by the way, was Wayne Harrington.
Mm-hmm.
He's
too much of not a nerd. But he hangs out with the nerds.
So...
And the fucking jocks.
So then we jumped to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What was Eddie's Monday morning like?
He got up, took a shit, brushed his teeth, packed his backpack, got his hot pockets, tripped over his mother, popped his shoulder out to freak her out.
Put his hot pockets
because he has
in his
kaleidoscope dysplasia.
Cleidocranial dysplasia. He put his hot pockets in his fanny pack.
I have an insulated fanny pack.
Talked a little bit with mom and dad and went off to school. Everybody's opening was pretty much the same, you know.
Pretty basic.
Just their morning routine. I had them all describe to me what their morning routine was.
We were pretty much just like getting a feel for the character, like introducing the characters, letting you know how they are normally before shit starts getting weird. Which the best horror movies do.
They all went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what happened to Eddie on his way to school? Who was waiting for him?
This motherfucker. So I'm riding my bike. I got my headphones on. I'm juking out to ICP. I'm not paying attention to shit. And out of nowhere, I get cracked in the side of the fucking head by a water bottle because my fuck-ass cousin is over here at, where was he at?
Over by the pizza place.
Yeah, by Surfer Boy Pizza, waiting for me. And as I pedal up, he goes, woo!
Knocked your headphones clean off.
It's like, you fucking dick!
So they went to school. They got to, see what their electives were. We touched on classes a little bit, touched on lunch.
I missed AV club because I had detention.
Yeah, let's talk about lunch and why you and Wayne got detention.
So, we're sitting there, and Dickless Derek and his little boyfriend walk up. And this motherfucker does one of these
So
and starts talking shit to my friends.
here's what happened. So they all.
I think you've learned one thing about Eddie. He's very loyal and protective of his friends.
I believe that was a defining quality you wanted incorporated when we were rolling up your character. You wanted to frame him a lot like Dustin was. Eddie...
Dustin's my favorite character.
Eddie, Zoe, and Sophia all sit together. Trish joined them. Wayne was with his friends Derek and T-Bone, who it's a nickname for Tommy. They're the other two
Boner.
male bullies.
I call him Tranny Boner.
The girl bullies walk by, talk some shit. But the boys walked right up to y'all's table. And I believe Derek was at first talking to Sophia. Right?
Yeah. Called her fish bait in front of me.
And as she was getting pissed, you spoke up.
Yeah, I was like, hey, dickless Derek, get your dick beaters off my table. And then he went to grab my Hot Pocket, and that was a no-no.
He got butthurt and reached for his food. Well, Wayne has a rule. Don't fuck with Eddie, because Eddie is his nerd. Only he gets to fuck with him. So as soon as, which is weird because Derek's supposed to be the leader of the bullies. So as soon as Derek reached for Eddie's Hot Pocket, Wayne, he got what, like an 8 on that roll?
Yeah, he rolled really well.
He
got an extreme, I know
swift
that.
as shit, grabbed his wrist, twisted it, and snapped it. In the middle of the fucking cafeteria.
And Derek cried like a bitch.
So they get sent to the office. He got
sent to the office. I followed.
Yeah, Wayne got sent to the office. He went with him so he could vouch for him. The girls stayed back, and Derek got escorted to the nurse until he could go home to go to the hospital. The secretary, what was the secretary like?
She was a bitch, and she sounded like Fran Drescher.
She was a bitch. She
talked like this and had the fucking balls to talk about how Eddie talks.
So
yeah, she was picking on a child.
She's a bad person. Do you know what I tried to give her the vibe of? If Dolores Umbridge was from Detroit.
Well, you were doing a Boston accent. That's not what
or
people
not
from
Detroit, Boston.
Sound like.
But yeah, I was going for like a Boston Umbridge. So they go into the principal's office, and the principal is just so tired and annoyed. Because this is not the first time he's had to deal with this shit with Wayne. But he's scared to suspend him. Because what is Steve's job?
The mayor.
And he doesn't want to suspend you for backing him up. Because what does your dad do quite often?
Pays for them motherfuckers to stay in business.
He donates to the school quite often.
He's a notable alumni.
So he's like, he's so annoyed. It's like, you guys got to stop this shit. I don't want to have to call your dad. I don't want to have to explain to the mayor why his son is expelled for violence. You guys were so fucking...
We had everybody at the table roll. Because I was like, in his defense, Derek started it. He tried to contaminate my food.
He's like, contaminated how?
With semen.
He's like, I'm sorry, what?
He's like, yeah, he went in the bathroom, masturbated, didn't wash his hands, and then tried to take my food.
Principal's like, I'm sorry, what proof do you have of that?
You could see the skeet on his hands. We had the whole table roll. Like, I was quick on the draw with those comebacks.
So essentially,
I think even you cracked up a few times.
I was dying. So eventually he gives them both detention and sends them on their merry way.
Which is why I had to miss AV Club.
So y'all had detention.
But this scene is bringing me to my first theory.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
So you guys go to detention after school.
Mm-hmm.
What was detention like? What happened there?
That is when old girl finished up all her shit, like, right after me, right? And then, like, kind of looked at me weird. And that's where my first theory comes in. I think she was copying off of me. I think her grades are so good because she cheats off of Eddie's paper.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that is not correct.
God damn it. You see how, you know how she, like, puts shit together during the, that's not going to be me. I'm going to be putting shit together and it's going to be a, no, you're so far off.
That one was a definite no. Like I said before,
my one toward the end is probably wrong too, but
we're going to find out. Hashtag we'll get there. So, what happened in detention?
Oh, fuck. We made the table laugh again because we were talking to Coach Sinclair about cum.
Yeah, where was detention? Do you remember?
In the sex ed room.
In
the high school.
There you go. Yeah, it's Lucas Sinclair is the high school basketball coach and sex ed teacher. And detention for both buildings.
So he's sitting in front of diagrams of dicks and pussies while we're talking about cum.
Who else was in detention?
That bitch.
Which?
The one I thought was cheating off of me.
No, she was not in detention.
No? Then where the fuck did that happen?
In your
science class.
Yep. In your computer lab class.
Yeah, computer lab.
She's older than you.
Kelly.
Kelly who?
Kelly Wheeler.
Byers.
You said Wheeler.
I meant Byers.
Well, then you need to tell everyone else because we've been calling her Kelly Wheeler all fucking game.
I'll correct it later. Point is...
See, she fucked up already, y'all.
Good. Inspiration next session. So Kelly is the daughter of Jonathan and Nancy. And she is 16. She's 3 years older than you, 2 years older than Wayne. And she's in high school.
I called Wayne dipshit a lot.
Do you remember what his history with her was?
Yeah. He wants to fuck her, so he seen the dude she was fucking being mean to her and beat the shit out of him.
Okay, so first of all, nobody said anything about fucking.
Nexus clearly stated in game he wants to fuck her. That was made known. That's why we tried to get him to go buy a coffee, remember?
Alright, so...
A coffee.
They notice, she is trying so hard not to laugh at the shit they're fucking spewing back and forth with Lucas, right? And then after detention, you guys met up with Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Talked for a minute. And you and Wayne went where?
Me and who?
Wayne.
Went to the computer lab, I thought. To the mall, yeah.
To the mall. You guys went to the mall.
This is why I don't do most of the talking.
Now, moving on from that, when school ended, Sophia went home. And who was home?
Her mom.
Max was home from a race tour. Not races in the color of your skin, races and she's a literal NASCAR driver.
She's touring all the races in America. These are the black folks, these are the Mexicans, these are the white folks.
She is very familiar with the black folk, considering her husband.
That's so fucked. So was she.
So, they catch up for a minute and Max gave her a box. Right?
Yeah. We found some cool shit in that box. I found tampons. We'll get there.
So, Max gives Sophia this box with it written on it is Max 1984. 5.
No, 3. No, 5. You're
5.
right. It was 5.
1985.
The 83 came in later.
Yeah. It was an old box of her things from when she was a kid.
We didn't search it until later either.
Yeah. And she told her, like, hey, didn't think... I found this. It's from when I was a kid. I haven't gone through everything, but I figured maybe you could use it for some art projects. Maybe you can find something useful in there. She's like, oh, thanks, Mom. You know.
And then didn't open it.
Trish showed up.
Yeah.
So
that's probably why she didn't open it.
Yeah. She introduced her. They went upstairs. She put the box down. They went for a snack.
You know, for someone who kept calling her that word, she was awfully comfortable taking the gay chick into her bedroom all alone.
I know, right? So one thing that y'all should know is that in this game, everybody has their own secret.
Mine hasn't come up yet.
It has not.
And I don't want to say it on here in case the other players watch it.
Since Tink did end up revealing
Yeah, she's
hers,
the only one that we found out.
that drawing was Mella's secret.
Okay.
So two of you have revealed your secrets, the other ones have not. So, Tink's secret, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what she was doing involving that at this time.
Yeah, because I purposely tuned out when y'all were doing that so that
and her secret got revealed later, so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
When they went to the mall, she said she'd meet him there in about an hour. She had to go do something. She went to the woods to be alone and work on her telekinesis.
Yeah, because her mom is fucking 11. The name, not the age.
# we'll get there. So, you know, she was trying to practice it some. The first thing she did was she used it to pick up this branch, this dead limb, and throw it against another tree. And then she lifted some rocks and lined them up midair. So that was those rolls that she did then, was her practicing that stuff. And then she went and met y'all at the mall. When y'all got to the mall, by that time, Trish and Sophia had decided to go, and so y'all ended up there with them.
You know what's fucked up that I just thought?
What?
I have 2 secrets now.
I told you would.
One of which is significantly darker than the other.
I told you, by the time we finish session 1, at least you will have 2 secrets.
I special.
Ed. So, sadly though, one of them we do have to talk about.
Yeah, because at the very least we have to touch on it and talk about what everyone else already knows. At the very least.
When you and Wayne got to the mall, where did you go first?
Spencer's.
Spencer's.
And I wanted to buy some fake shit, but they didn't have any. So I got a fake Mountain Dew stash can and a t-shirt.
Alright, and then, what t-shirt was it?
Great Malenko.
And then, you went to what other store next?
Whatever the name of the game shop was.
Went to the game shop, and what'd you get? What did Wayne buy you?
Yeah, I was about to say, I only paid $1 on it.
What did Wayne buy you?
6th edition conversion of Masks of Nyarlathotep for Call of Cthulhu.
I love how you did that to foreshadow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I caught that.
I told you I had an idea on how to do that.
And that's why you kept checking Chaosium.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. Like, you would have gotten that earlier, but the roll.
Right. But I told her at the beginning of the session, I was like, if there's something I want to do that will, like, tie in and kind of foreshadow the next shit for you. And she's like, okay. And then I mentioned that, and she goes, I see what you did there.
Trish went to the GameStop store and put some money down on a PSP until she could get more money from Will to pick it up. And Mella, or Sophia, went to the music store. And since she goes in there so often, she's on a good, like, rapport with the guy who runs the shop, the store. So,
and he has the hots for her because he's a chomo.
Anyways, so he gives her a copy of her aunt Erica's newest album, but it's a special version that wasn't supposed to be distributed yet. Because it has a new song that hasn't been released to the public yet.
If you guys saw Andy Muschietti's It Chapter 1, there's a scene at the pharmacy where Bev is trying to distract the pharmacist dude so the boys can steal some medical supplies. That's the vibe I got from this fucking scene.
Marty the Music Man.
You know, the whole, you look just like Clark Kent. And he goes, you look just like Lois Lane. To the 12-year-old. That's the vibe I was getting from this man.
Anyways, just when y'all walked into Spencer's, Wayne goes, I checked for pedophiles.
It's funny because she's like, all right, so you get there. Before we did it, moved on, I was like, so we don't see pedophiles.
I'm like, no.
Like, okay, our booty holes are safe.
I think after all that, y'all met up at the food court, and by that time, Tink was there.
I'm booty hole man.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all met up at the food court. Sophia got a free pizza.
And I got a couple pineapples.
So did Wayne. And then they noticed Kelly Byers working at the coffee shop in the food court. And they all
At that time, we were under the impression it was Kelly Wheeler.
So they hyped Wayne up to go talk to this girl. And he did end up impressing her with that coffee thing. Because he ordered a
straight black, piping.
and she watched him drink it straight faced. And then even offered and gave him a free good drink.
He took it.
He took it, but he kept drinking the other. Tink got something at the bookstore after the food court that ended up being important later.
That book.
Do you remember what it was?
A graphic novel. I don't remember which issue it was, but it's part of a series called The Upside Down Chronicles.
It was number 4.
Number 4.
So it was called The Upside Down Chronicles Volume 4, Vecna's Curse.
That's right.
It's essentially a D&D based graphic novel written by who?
M.A.W. Breyer.
Go fuck yourself.
Yes!
Is that how I look?
Yes! But yeah, she did not expect us to go on a 20-minute tangent trying to figure out who the fuck this author was.
Hashtag we'll get there. So, she leaves with the graphic novel.
Uh-huh.
You all go home for the night.
Yep.
I think y'all each had a little, like, simple RP with your family.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that really mattered story-wise, I believe, at that point, was Tink's. Because it was the book. So she showed the graphic novel to her dad. And you tell them how that went while I get more coffee.
So she showed it to him and I was asking him, I think, like, if he had heard of it or something.
No, she was excited about it. And she was showing it to him.
He kind of he got, like, real pale and worried looking. And then basically took it from her. And he's like, I need to go through this to make sure it's suitable for you. And then went in the other room and shut the fucking door. So she was kind of like, what was that about?
And what did I do?
I put some shit together with that later when she brought it up.
Hang on. Because I mimicked you then. So when she started asking what was that about, what did I do?
I think he stonewalled her.
I went, now over here.
Yep. Stonewalled her.
So what happened after that?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. It was a lot of shit going on. We went to sleep. Oh, fuck. Okay, some of them dreams I didn't hear because, again, if it's shit that my character wouldn't know, I try to tune out so that when they mention it in game, it's literally the first time I'm hearing it.
Start with one of them other than you that you do remember.
Okay. Nexus woke up in a bathtub of black water and was super grossed out and stripped dong out naked.
No, he stripped after he got out.
Yeah.
Where?
But the tub was in the woods.
There you go.
It wasn't like in the house.
And what was the woods like?
Upside down. If you watch the show, you know.
I gotta say thank you for, that was way too much, for your props on that. I tried really hard to make sure it would be like you guys were literally
the
there.
way Sister described this shit, like, it was fully fucking immersive. Like, I felt like I was in it. And you can't ask for nothing better.
The reactions I got just from the nightmares, I was so proud.
Like that shit was on par with shit I've done.
I had y'all squirming. A couple of you gagged. I think at one point Tink was like, yeah, like I was very proud.
Yeah, there was a point during Nexus. Was it Nexus? No, during Stryfe's when you brought up the slugs, and I was like, ooh.
So, but you were talking about Nexus.
By the way, anyone that watches Dimension 20, when I roll dice, I turn into Murph. Like, how many checks did I fail before I started tasking anything?
Hey, be glad you got all of those out of the way before.
Yeah, because I was doing pretty good after that.
Yeah, because
I failed like 10 times in a row.
Do you remember how I told you keep track of those failures? Don't get to 5.
Oh, fuck.
Aren't you glad now I told you it reset?
Yeah, because I'm at what? I was at 3 already? I don't remember a lot of the other people's dreams because, like I said, I tried to tune out because I want to be able to hear it as my character hears it. You know, it's more immersive that way.
So, how I had all of their dream things go was it all of them started with them laying down in bed and dozing off. And then they opened their eyes. They were all somewhere different than their bed, except who?
Someone that wasn't dreaming, and that's all I'm going to say for now. Hashtag we'll get there. So you'll pretty much have to do theirs for the most part.
He walked out of the forest, and when he stepped through the trees, he was in the center of town. And the trees were gone.
Yeah.
He was outside City Hall.
True dream logic here.
And he was clothed again. But they weren't...
Dong away.
They weren't filled with nasty water. They were clean. What was strange about the town one?
It was dark and dandruffy and viney.
What else?
And it looked old. Like 80s.
Like, the statue out front of City Hall was not there. When he walked into City Hall, what did he find?
The calendar.
And it said?
November 1983. And so he went around most of the session singing a parody of 1985 called 1983.
He ended up back outside through dream logic and saw a swarm of bats, but they were too high up for him to make out many details.
Yeah.
So he took off running.
See, I didn't hear that part.
And he failed his dex check. He tripped over one of the vines and hit the ground.
Oh no, not Voldemort knows he's there now.
He turned around and...
Eddie.
Guess we woke up Vecna.
So he turns around on the ground and sees this humanoid form with this elongated hand that looks like it's covered in vines, and it speaks to him. And I played an audio clip that I made of the voice saying the words.
You will join soon, and we will do beautiful things, just like we will with him.
And he goes, it out as text prompts, and then...
Did you make an audio clip for when I heard it?
No, because that was a last minute addition.
Oh, okay.
Originally, you weren't going to hear it. But...
See? Hey, this is going to make you feel good? I would have never known that if you hadn't said that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad that I was able to pull that off.
Oh, show them the cover for your campaign.
Now, the thumbnail that you'll see
Will
for
be
the video
slightly different.
be slightly different because I've got to get the updated version printed out. But this is the original cover art. So we have Trish here, Eddie, Zoe, this girl over here, Sophia. This is Sophia's twin brother, Billy Sinclair. But on the updated cover
Swapped
art,
out for Wayne.
yeah, like what you'll see on the thumbnail right here is where Wayne is. You know, he had that, and then he blacked out. Alright, so we'll move on to Trish. So when Trish fell asleep, she opened her eyes and found herself standing in a hallway in the worst foster home she had had in the past. And as soon as I said that, Stryfe goes, "Fuck this!" By the way, in each of their dreams, they all felt that cold, stale air. Mm-hmm. They all saw the spores. They all
the red lightning.
Saw the red lightning. And I had the ambient sound of the lightning playing in the background, or the thunder from the lightning, playing in the background for all of their sequences to set the mood.
Which helped with the immersion. I could be a B-movie actor, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, she also notices in this hallway, as she's looking how to get out,
I could do commercials.
There's doors on either side going down the hall, leading to the stairs. And what was slithering all across the floors and walls?
Vecna dicks.
Slugs. It was slugs. You notice I made sure all of your phobias were in your nightmares?
Yeah, but mine was kind of glossed over. It didn't even have a mechanical effect.
No, but I did that because of the other.
She was taking it easy on me.
I mean, not really.
Because she knows she's going to have to fuck me over coming soon.
I technically already did. That's why I only gave you the one.
Yeah.
So that was Stryfe's phobia, was slugs. Or he only picked a fear.
Now,
He didn't do a phobia.
This. As much as I do want the stakes to remain, and I want, like, Eddie being either permanently consumed or dying from it, or I want that to be a possibility. I want that to be on the table.
It is a possibility.
Because it keeps the stakes high. However, if I don't fucking get saved and back to normal by the end of this season, I will be upset.
So, death is not on the table. What's on the table is worse than death. Anyways.
Oh my god, I figured it out again! 2!
Count them. 2!
I'm pulling a Jayde, guys.
Shut the fuck up, Mike.
You shut the fuck up, Nitro. If I'm you, you're me. Today.
Woo woo.
Welcome back to LHRPG.
Motherfucker. Hey, does that mean I'm a dick and I'm fucking legit?
You're fucking good at it.
Yeah, he's a dick, but he's fucking legit. Best in the game and he knows that shit.
So
as she's going to the stairs, she can hear adults in each of those rooms, like Will and her caseworker and
talking about her,
parents,
right?
all talking shit about her. Like, she can even make out Will making the statement, "I took you out of pity." So she gets down the stairs. She's hearing this baby crying. And she gets downstairs. She sees the red lightning out the window and a baby cradle.
What I still don't understand, though, is why you don't need his mini.
Can I finish? Stop. Don't fucking worry about it.
Oh my god. Are you getting a real plastic one?
Don't fucking worry about why I don't need his mini. God damn. You are worse than me. Is this how you feel?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
To an extent, I am. Because now I understand the frustration.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, you have to be in the position to fully
Honest
get it.
question. How many times have you had to fuck with and mix up twists?
Because you got it too soon? Every other session.
Seriously?
There's also been a few times where you guys were like way the fuck off, but I changed it to make you feel good about being right. And because what you came
I
up
saw
with...
Seth make a video about that.
It made sense. And I was like, you know what? Just give it to him.
What was it? You said something in game today, and I went, fuck!
It was the author.
Yeah. Long and short, in the cradle is what first looks like a bundled up baby, but when she looks, it's a baby blanket wrapped around a pile of squirming, slithering slugs. And the article that she had found when she moved in of Will as a young kid.
The Zombie Boy article.
With Zombie Boy written across it. He passed that con check, so I couldn't make him faint.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how, but he ended up fading to black. While we're already on this page, let's do Zoe.
Yes.
When she opened her eyes, she was in a dark forest. From Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
That she had been to hunting with her grandpa before he died. Who was her grandpa?
Jim Hopper, a.k.a. old school chief of police in the 80s. And one of the most badass characters in fiction. Although they did kind of turn him into a joke in season 3. And she still loves Eggos. That's all she knows how to make.
Zoe hates them.
Because that's all her mom
how
makes.
often they have them. She put that in her character sheet. That she hates waffles.
That's alright, because Eddie loves fucking Hot Pockets.
So she ends up in this forest. And it's filled with this dense fog, which is her phobia. Again, upside down.
Have you seen the mist?
It was like put the mist in the upside down.
Yeah.
So she ends up hearing this weird chittering sound. And these things start moving in the fog.
For someone who was so worried about how this was going to go, she went all the fuck out. My sister had a soundtrack, not just music. She had the creature sounds. She had the amp, everything.
Yeah, I had
Unless it was improv on the spot and then you just had to do it yourself. But she legit
I had Erica's songs. I had y'all's
files
favorite
ready.
songs. I had the
Is that
Demogorgon
from
sounds,
me?
the Demodog
Did
sounds.
you get that idea from me too? Because I've done that
I
in
had
the past few
the
campaigns.
broadcasts. So Zoe's nightmare. She's in the forest, fog. She hears chittering, and then she starts seeing movement in the fog. She can't make out much through it, but she can tell there's dog-shaped things. Are you okay?
My hip went out again.
Oh.
I'm an old man, y'all.
There are these dog-shaped creatures,
Yeah.
right?
Good thing she didn't see their heads out of game. She just saw like the silhouette kind of.
Her first attempt to run from the first one, she failed. She seen the first one, took off running the opposite direction, failed that gym class roll, got blocked by the lightning. More started showing up, at least a dozen in her view at that moment. So she does end up getting through that gap to the cabin. She's hearing her grandfather calling to her from that direction. Then one of those creatures bursts through a window and everything goes black. Then Sophia, which she was actually the first one to go. We're doing these out of order. But Sophia woke up standing on a very long dock at the end of it in what seemed to be the middle of the lake.
Smelling like fish bait.
And she could not see the end of the dock in sight. Or the end of the water. And then, she notices the same thing. It's cold, it's dark, there's spores, there's the red lightning. I made sure to touch on that with all of you so you could make those correlations later.
The connections.
I didn't anticipate y'all all opening up as quickly as you did, but I'm also glad you did, if that makes sense.
I tried to hold mine back due to my certain failures.
Mm-hmm. The only struggle with that was getting her to look the fuck down. It took a minute. When she finally did, she seen him.
She's like, don't look down, don't look down.
Yeah. Until she heard all the skittering. I was like, do you look down? She's like, fuck, yes. That's when she noticed it was a cockroach crawling across her shoe and hundreds of them on the dock around her.
I'm so glad that wasn't me.
So they end up forming this like human shape made out of roaches
Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
without the burlap sack. And it tried to shove her into the lake. So she ends up falling after she gets around it. She hits the dock and the wood starts falling out from under her and she sinks into the water. And as she's starting to try to swim back up, a vine shoots up from under the water, wraps around her ankle, and starts pulling her downward. And as she's looking up, trying to get back up through the surface of the water, she saw someone. Did you catch that part?
Yeah, a very familiar shape to me, but not to any of our characters.
What was it?
I was pretty sure it was Billy, wasn't it?
It was season 3 ending Billy. I described him as, his hair slicked down.
He's got all that black
the black on it. I told her you can't make out through the surface what the black is, but you can see black on his face. It was the veins. And I described his shirt being a wife beater that was all disgusting and filthy.
And ripped up.
But it was dead Billy. And he was waving at her through the water.
Yeah. Creepy.
And then everything went by. Now, you get to narrate yours.
This one I did pay attention to. So basically, I wake up, but I'm in my bed wearing my Hatchet Man jammies.
This is when you finally got your first decent role.
Yeah.
And then you got a shitty one right after it.
I heard someone calling my name.
Nope, that's not how you woke up. What was crawling on your chest?
Oh, yeah. A fucking Black Widow. And I squealed like an 8-year-old girl and brushed it off of me and jumped up on my bed. And that's when I heard my name.
That's when you heard your name and you saw the lightning flashing red outside the window.
And then I went to the window and my dad is out there like trying to call me out, talking about that it's important. I need to hurry up and get down there.
How did his face look?
I don't remember that.
I told you, terrified.
Yeah, he looked scared.
What else did you notice about your room?
It wasn't my room.
Like,
Well, I mean, it was my room, but it wasn't my room. It's like someone else was living there, and everything was like old timey.
And you noticed the same thing when you were going through the house.
Yeah. So I get out there, and as soon as he sees that I'm coming to him, he just runs off into the fucking woods, and I'm like, Dad, wait! And then I think I fell through the dirt and landed in the tunnels.
You had to
And
make
so-
a dex check.
yeah.
You failed.
And so I start like calling for my dad, trying to find him.
What did you hear down one end of the tunnel?
Those creepy fucking noises.
It was the chittering at first, and then the roar.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then the smoke came.
Not yet.
No?
First, that whatever roared, you heard.
Yeah, it was like coming. It sounded like they were coming down all the tunnels toward me.
Yeah, it was coming down that one. It chased you to the
'Cause I
hub,
ended up in,
and then
like-
they were all
Yeah.
coming.
I was like in this chamber, and there was like a bunch of tunnels branching off, and they were coming from all directions.
And then they.
It stopped, and that's when the smoke started pouring in through the tunnels.
Well, you heard something before it poured in.
What'd I hear?
Voice.
Oh, yeah, this one. I don't remember what it said because you said it
It's
wasn't
right
written
here.
down.
No, I said it initially wasn't.
You added it?
When I added Wayne to the story, yes.
Oh, yeah. See, that part at the end that you tacked on, I thought sounded kind of corny. Like, if you would have kept to the line from season 5, I'd have been like, oh, that's a good callback. I like how she integrated that line from the shittiest season.
Well, there's a reason why I did it that way.
I'm sure there is. I'm just saying, to be in the moment, it kind of sounded corny when you went, again.
You want to tell them what?
No, you're gonna.
No,
I'm not. I refuse. Finally, It can begin again. You see how corny that sounds?
Anyway, so he hears that, and then this
I'm not doing the line.
this black smoky shit pours in from every tunnel. What did it do?
It throat fucked me.
It surrounded you like a vortex, and
I was
then
essayed by smoke
it poured into your eyes,
in all my face holes.
your ears, your nose, and your mouth.
I got face fucked by smoke, y'all.
And then what happened?
Think Will Byers season 2.
Then what happened? Drops to the ground as everything goes black.
Yeah, I fainted. I got the worst one because then I woke up in a outside with muddy feet outside City Hall.
So then I had to go into my session 2 notes. So now I have to prep a whole different session 2.
Scott Clark is teaching a class on parasites, which will come in handy
Was
later.
supposed to be in the first part.
See, this is the thing though. My sister and I are cinephiles, especially when it comes to horror. And so I knew that she had planned that for a reason, because we know anytime you're watching a horror movie, if they have a scene dedicated to a lesson in like a college class or a school, any kind of classroom setting, it's going to be important to the plot later. And then that shit happened to me. And then he's like, parasites. And Eddie's like, oh, cool. Interesting topic.
I saw the look on your face.
Nitro was like, oh, fuck.
I saw the look on your face. You looked at me like this. You went, let's do it, Mr. Clark.
Hive mind.
You wake up outside City Hall. You conclude sleepwalking. You go to school. You talk to your friends a little bit.
Let them know I'm chill.
Yeah, you have that class.
Because Zoe was worried about it. She texted me.
Yep, you have that class. So I think that was when at lunch y'all started talking about your dreams. So you guys started discussing your dreams at lunch, right?
Yes. I'm pretty sure like I said earlier, I think I'm the only one that went into full detail of everything that happened in my dream.
Yeah, it wasn't
character.
until one of y'all said something about red lightning that it started clicking for everybody else.
I think Trish said something about it. She slipped up and said it.
No, that was later.
Was it?
Yes.
No, it was,
Nexus.
Yeah, because Mella didn't talk about hers at all until we started talking together.
And then she told you, like, hey, this is getting way too fucking creepy, da 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 da. Well, then you and Wayne and Zoe, I believe, went to the computer lab, and Trish and Sophia went to the library. Because Zoe told y'all about her dad's weird reaction with the book she bought yesterday. Y'all looked it up, found out the rating was way too low for him to be freaking out like that.
Yeah, it was like for young adults.
So that's what spurred y'all to go to the computer lab to look it up. And I believe you looked up the author.
Well, first we looked up the series.
Yeah.
And we found the front covers of the first 4 books.
What were they called? Do you remember?
The subtitles or the series?
The
series was the Upside Down Chronicle.
And then the subtitles?
Yeah, I remember the 4th one. I think that's the only one I remember.
Volume 1.
Secrets of Crow's Reach.
Volume 2.
Vessel of Darkness. That's me.
Volume 3.
Return of the Mind Flayer. And then the last one was Vecna's Curse.
Yep. And then in the library, Trish found Volume 1, the actual book.
Yeah. And got that bitch. So Trish is the only one who has seen the back cover of
Volume
the first
1.
one. And I think Zoe's the only one that saw the back cover of Volume 4.
Yeah. I think, didn't Trish show y'all that book, though?
No. She told us about it after her dad took it from her.
But yeah, so, or not Zoe, Trish. Trish didn't show y'all the book in the library?
I don't think so.
Well, I think after y'all...
Like, Trish really kind of kept to herself for the most part, unless we directly engaged with her.
I think after y'all
And even then, she tried to kind of stonewall a couple times. Again, I understand it was fully in character. I thought it was a great move, but that's what happened.
Yeah. I think after y'all...
I just don't want Stryfe to think I'm throwing shade at how he played it.
After y'all looked up the information on the books, I believe was when you were like, looked at Zoe and was like, we need to talk to your dad because his reaction you're talking about was way too weird.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking about what she was telling us, and I was like, can I make like an idea roll, or we're good at that.
They get to Zoe's house after school, and I specifically stated her dad is not home. No one is home.
Hoping that we'd be like, well, fuck, we can't talk to him. I guess we better do
because that's normally what Tink does.
Yeah.
So no, they decide they're going.
I was like, can you get into his office?
So I was like, the door is locked, and he goes, I have a Swiss Army knife. So he tries to pick the lock, and I was like, okay.
In my defense, because you were very clear before we started playing that you did a lot of your prep by watching me run games. So in my head, I was thinking, oh, she's putting obstacles in front of us so we can get past them. That way it's challenging. That's awesome. I wasn't thinking, oh, we're not supposed to fucking be here yet.
So then I had him do a difficult roll for it.
Shameless plug.
Do you mind making more?
I will let you. I made the last pot.
I don't want to get up right now.
I don't either.
I'll start it in a minute. I made him do a very difficult roll for it because as soon as he came up with the idea, I was like, okay, well, that's going to be a play with matches check. When I say like disadvantage or double disadvantage.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
I have a very low play with matches skill because Eddie's the brain. I put most of his high points in educational skills.
So as he's about to roll that, and I'm like, okay, thankfully he's going to fail.
Yeah, my best rolls were with knowledge check.
Nexus goes, hold on, I'll roll it. I have a higher one. So in my head, I'm like, fuck! And he still failed it. I was like...
He fumbled it.
Yeah, and in my brain, I didn't show it. In my brain, I was like, oh, thank fuck!
I covered my tracks, though. I was like, no, get that broken-ass toothpick out of there.
So,
get it here.
They did that. Tink would not... He went outside to check the window. And then Tink was like, well, we could do... And I knew if I didn't do something, y'all were going to end up breaking the fucking door down. So finally, I was just like, okay... I'm going to give Tink an option that she's not going to want to do.
Thinking she'll be like, no.
And suggest trying something else. Did you hear the way I worded it to her? Right, I worded it this way, thinking she would choose not to. Told her, there is a way you can get into this room. You have the capability to do it. But... in order to do it, you have to pass the roll, and you either have to figure out how to lie to your friends to make it seem like you figured out a normal way, or tell them your deep, dark secret.
I think I kind of fucked you over with that.
You did.
Because she was like, I don't know, and I was like, you don't want to know how I decide things like this? I was like, see if she'll let you make a pow check. On a fail, you don't. On a pass, you do. And sister just seemed cool with it. She was like, yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to know what I was like on the inside?
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Hey.
Shut the fuck up!
Hey, I'm going to tell you something that's going to make your heart warm and fuzzy.
What?
You are now a GM. Hey, you see this? It's tipped.
Aww. So she does a fucking pow check.
Shout out to Ouija Mac.
And what? She passed it, didn't she?
Uh-huh.
So what did she do?
She told us that she had psychic superpowers. And Eddie originally, thinks that she's either lying or, going crazy.
Because of the weird shit.
But she's one of his best friends and he wants to be supportive and he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. So he's like, I'm not going to make a joke right now, which I normally would. And then she, like, showed it. And then Eddie immediately was on board.
Because he had evidence.
He's a nerd, too. So he's like, oh, my God, you're like Jean Grey from X-Men. So I was like, this is so fucking cool.
I let her make the roll. She passed it with flying fucking colors. Unlocked the fucking door. And then I had to figure out how to limit what y'all were going to find.
Think when the Demogorgon took Will, how the door unlocks and opens on its own.
Thankfully, by this point, Mella had distracted y'all a little bit because she brought up the album. So when you got in there, you started looking for that cover online instead.
Yeah.
And Tink was still on it about the fucking novels.
By the way, once I found that, how was my acting?
Perfect.
I could be in commercials.
Oh, yeah. So, Tink immediately, I'd like to check the bookshelves and everything. Thankfully, she failed to fucking roll. And I told her, I was like, okay, so all that's on the shelves is like stuff you know is your dad's work with his name on it, you know?
Oh, so you didn't have it planned for him to have taken it out of there?
No! And so she's like, so it's not here? I was like, no. She goes, not even on the desk? No. So y'all went from that to Sophia's house, and I was like, oh, thank fuck. So Mella had mentioned this creature, monster-looking thing she had drawn without realizing it a couple weeks before. And then like a week ago, after it had been a week since she drawn it, she got a poster from her aunt of her aunt's new album cover.
Yeah.
And it had the thing on it, so that's why he
So
looked
that's
it up.
why she was freaking out at the beginning when she saw the album art. And she was like, do you see that? I was sitting there thinking, oh, maybe she had a nightmare about it and she's trying to make sure she's not going crazy. No, it makes more sense.
Yeah, because you were zoned out during their nightmare sequences. None of them saw that smoke except you.
But the way it was filing in through the tunnels looked like the tendrils. And so when she described that, I was like, I need to see what this looks like. And then I seen it and I was like, that's the fucking
thing.
Because
in the cover art, you can make out that it's made to look smoky.
Mm-hmm.
While I start this pot, why don't you explain to them what Eddie's reaction to this was?
So...
Oh, and touch on the con checks you were having to make ever since you woke up.
Oh my God. So, she had me make con checks, normally at disadvantage.
Well, it was disadvantage depending on circumstance. So, like, when you first woke up, you were disoriented, is disadvantage. With, not the first reaction you had there, but the second is disadvantage because you were already freaked the fuck out.
So, I find the album cover on Google.
Show them what you look like.
Oh. It's really dark. I told you that printer prints dark. Eddie Henderson. So, I find the thing, and I'm looking at it, and I see, what we will not refer to as the Mind Flayer. So, anyways, so I see it, and I immediately, like, freeze up and start breathing heavy, and the hairs on my neck are standing up. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm, like, freaking the fuck out because I see it, and I immediately start having flashbacks of the fucking smoke monster, which... I purposely did not refer to as a smoke monster because I don't want to repeat beats from the original series. I called it, living smoke, I think is how I referred to it.
Yep.
It was like living smoke. And I'm pretty sure Nexus was the first person to notice my reaction.
And you made the comment that when you described to them what happened to you in the tunnel, finally, you made the comment that when the living smoke went at you, it felt like you were suffocating.
Mm-hmm. And I think Eddie started crying talking about it. So, and then...
Tell them what some of the things you had to do when you failed your con checks were.
I forgot my favorite song.
That was the last one.
I think the first one was my wording, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like slight personality changes and shit. And so we're sitting here and I was talking with Stryfe's character Trish, because she was like feeling like she couldn't get involved, like she wasn't one of us, so I was trying to reassure her. And I was like, we're all freaks, it's cool. And then Wayne is like looking at him, like side eye him. He's like, who's a freak? Lisp. And Eddie goes, it's not funny. I have cleidocranial dysplasia. And like we had said earlier, it's been established that Eddie has never called it that. And so that was the first clue to Wayne that something was off. My fucking head's jumping around without her sitting here. There we go. Okay. So I got to where...
the first one was not the wording.
What was?
That was the second one.
Well, so what was the first one?
The dogs riding to school.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why I need you out here.
Wearing your headphones.
Yeah. So I'm riding to school, and there's these dogs that were in a fence, right?
Yeah.
That I normally wave at every morning. And so I wave at them, and they start like... It was like Evan Kemp from Magic and Misfits. They tried to get away from me.
Instead of getting sick, they backed away. They went either inside or in the doghouse or around the backyard, Anything.
No tail wag.
As a matter of fact, their tails were tucked. You know how the cackles go up when something's wrong? Their cackles were up.
But so I got to where I said kaleidoscope dysplasia correctly, and Wayne was the first person to call me out on it. He's like, "What do you have? What dysplasia?" And he's like, "I thought you said it was called kaleidoscope dysplasia." And then she gave me another roll, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what I said."
Much better.
Thank you.
I saw it this time. Thank you.
Product placement, # not sponsored.
So y'all went to the Sinclair house. Mm-hmm. Kind of like snuck past Lucas while he was doing his regimen in the garage.
We get in there and her dickhead of a brother,
Billy Sinclair,
named after her mom's dickhead of a brother.
You like how I paralleled that?
I did. Yeah. So we're walking through, and him and Wayne get into it.
When y'all came in, he was picking at Sophia.
Yeah.
He was like, "The hell are you and your loser friends doing here?" While he was watching a football game.
And Wayne don't take that shit.
Had decided
he
that
claimed
day.
Everyone.
They're my nerds. Not, that's my nerd anymore. They're my nerds. So now he has gone from nobody fucks with Eddie except me to nobody fucks with Hellfire except me.
Yeah.
Which is already some growth.
And he mainly did that because he knows how important they are to Eddie. Mm-hmm. So he starts shit. Wayne steps up.
He stands up and bucks up, and before he can really do anything else, Mella steps up, grabs him by the hair on the top of his head, and yanks him so hard his head went back, and he went back first onto the couch, going, "Fuck!"
And she cussed his ass out.
She's like, "Leave them the fuck alone! We're busy!" And then took them up to her room.
And I found tampons.
So in the room, the first thing y'all looked at was the poster. And
which got me in one of those moods again.
And then y'all went through the box.
I found tampons.
Yeah, you failed that roll. Zoe.
Zoe found the tape.
Zoe found a cassette tape labeled Max's Mix.
An audio cassette.
And Stryfe, or Trish, found a family photo. I was proud of this handout. So this is the photo Trish found. And on the back, it's not written on the back because what's written on the back is for me. But what was written on the back was the parents' names, which I couldn't remember at the time.
I thought you just said it was Mom, Dad, Max, and Billy.
I said it was Max, Billy, and the parents' names. I have to give Mella so many props. She immediately was like, do I have an uncle? Without anyone being like, maybe that's this, you know?
Well, there was a point where I don't remember who, but somebody started like unintentionally gaslighting her and like, well, that don't mean that it's, you know. And I think that's when I was like, why would he be in a family style portrait if he's not related?
I had to explain to her, like, you know, that's your mom.
That's what I think. Eddie was like, do you have an uncle?
Yeah. I was like, you know, that's your mom. You know that that's your grandma. You've never seen either of those guys. So she's now in emotional shambles trying to figure out why the fuck there's a family photo of her mom with a possible grandfather and uncle she didn't even know existed, who her brother seems to be named after. And nobody's ever told her about this. Like, now she doesn't know if she can even trust her own family.
Right.
You we're starting to get that paranoia phase going on.
Which is what when Nexus Wayne was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing. It's not important."
And then
because I was trying to like not talk about it because I didn't know who I could trust.
Then y'all started looking at the tape a little bit more.
Yeah.
And somebody asked about listening.
I asked if her mom had a tape deck.
So she went and got a boombox out of Billy's room.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all put it in. And what was the duration on the track on the tape?
Like 40 minutes and something.
On how many tracks?
1.
What did you do after? First of all, what played?
Kate Bush running up that hill. This is where I was like, okay, Eddie's a tech kid. I want to start teasing that, you know? So I was like, hang on. And I was like, fast forward that.
So he skips it ahead, what, like 3 minutes the first time?
And then hit play, and it was still playing.
On a different part.
And then I went like 5 minutes.
And it was the beginning again.
And I was like, it's on a loop. And they're like, what? I'm like, it's the same fucking song on a loop. And they're like, why would she have a loop of the same song for 40 minutes?
And that's when we used your memory one.
Yeah. Because that's when I started going through my MP3 player. Because I couldn't remember. She had said something about yes, my mom's favorite song. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, what's my favorite song? So I start going through my shit, and every one I'm hitting, I'm like, that's not it, that's not it. And I start like freaking out, like getting damn near, I almost cried trying to find it.
I'm glad. Okay. Nexus finally passed an empathy check.
Yeah, finally. He had an empathy of 15.
So because he is the bully, he didn't put a whole lot into it. So he kept failing. He finally passed one. He realized he was having almost on the verge of a panic attack trying to figure this shit out. And he realized what he was looking for. So he was like, pulled up his song, put the headphones on him, and hit play.
And it was almost instantaneous. So Juggalo Homie starts playing, and Eddie immediately goes to.
And what happened as far as your tracker?
I could ignore it until I failed again.
You no longer had any of those symptoms until you got another failure.
Right.
So
I think we're getting close to the cutoff.
Yep. And then I think after that was when you broke down and you told him you weren't feeling right, and you told him the rest of what happened in the dream.
Yeah.
Mella was freaking out, or Sophia was freaking out about her family. Trish was starting to consider some shit.
I think that's when she slipped up about
her dream.
Yeah. She didn't say a whole lot. It was just like one little.
It was enough to know it was similar to y'all's.
Yeah, I think she said something about red lightning.
Mm-hmm. So eventually, shortly after that, you all went home because your dad texted you. So everybody ended up dispersing.
Yeah. That's when I did the Lou Wilson thing.
Yep. And then I touched on some interactions with family. Sophia started telling her brother about what she found, saying
Oh,
they
I
need to
got
talk
so
with their
pissed.
parents.
I was finally going to get some info out of my dad, and she goes, your mom calls you guys to the living room. I was like, oh, you fucking dick. Because
So-
you know Dustin's going to take the opportunity to be like, oh, gotta wait, your mom wants us.
Yeah, so you and Trish and Sophia all had some interactions with your family, and so did Wayne. Zoe was the only one that didn't, because her dad had locked himself in the study, and her mom was not home yet from work, which was not normal. And then, I don't know if she put it together, but she kind of found out why. When you all got a breaking news. First, Wayne on the radio, that song was released. And
Yeah.
Sophia listened to it on the CD and
cried.
cried. And then the breaking news thing came over. And what was that breaking news?
They found a dude who looked like emaciated and malnourished, like in his 50s, near the woods. I'm not reading all that word for word.
Breaking news now, hikers discovered an unidentified man unconscious in a wooded area on the outskirts of Hawkins. He was rushed to Hawkins Memorial. Officials say he's stable. He appears to be suffering from dehydration along with prolonged malnourishment. Authorities say the man appears to be in his late 50s, but have yet to identify him or his family. Though they are encouraging anyone who may know anything about this man to please come forward.
Okay. Now it's time for my theory, because that's where we cut off.
Yeah, I did that, and they were all... And I went, and that's where we're going to stop today. And they went, what the fuck?
She stole that from me. Okay, so when she first started
That's
reading it,
yours.
my first thought was Billy,
That's yours.
right? Was my first thought.
That was Stryfe's first thought,
And
too.
then she kept going, and I'm like, no, that can't be Billy. Do you want to hear what my theory is? And you're probably going to say I'm wrong.
All right, hang on, because I need a cigarette for your theory. Yeah, I watched his face as I had an audio recording that I made of that news broadcast with the music and everything.
So she didn't have to, like, read it. She could just watch.
And I watched him go... Like, so many different... Is that... No. Is it... Wait a minute. Alright, so... Theory. Starting with that one.
Henry Creel. Did I?
That's interesting.
It's not, though.
I don't know yet.
Yes, you do. You're getting good at that. That's my theory.
Dude,
I think
I had so
think
many
this-
moments I almost couldn't keep a straight face tonight.
I think this is Henry Creel finally escaping from the Upside Down.
You think so?
I think. Like I said, I'm probably wrong, but that's my theory.
If that's your theory, how do you think he escaped after all this time, though?
I don't know, but I think somehow he broke free of control and made it out.
I have a whole section in my notes on what that actually is.
The Upside Down? Carcosa? With the dude? Or the creature?
The smoke being.
Okay.
On what it literally is and does and everything. I have all that.
Something season 5 didn't.
I also have figured out how and why certain people are able to have abilities.
Well, I'm assuming Zoe has it because her mom had it.
Yes and no.
Oh?
Like, that's a role in it, but it's also another factor.
Okay.
Do you have any other theories?
I don't know. It's too early to tell. I don't have enough info. Like, I'm not even 100% sure what the plot line is.
Well, like I said,
Like, I know what's happened so far, and it makes sense, and, like, but I don't know where it's going to go from here. You know what I mean?
I have so much I have to fucking alter because of this motherfucker and Nexus and Mella. No, I have to now completely figure out how the fuck I'm going to stretch the answers y'all get from your parents and family members because of how you did shit today. In order to not just session 2, y'all know everything that happened in the past. Because y'all weren't supposed to start doing all that shit that early.
You can't put us in a mystery and expect us not to investigate.
I was counting on you being focused on what's going on with you and Tink not catching on to many clues.
Well,
I told y'all before we ever started that in order to get through this campaign with all of you intact, you were going to have to investigate, figure out what happened in the past, why it happened, what's going on now, and why, in order to stop it.
I have a feeling not Voldemort is going to make me open gates.
Oh, now that... So, that was session 1 of Stranger Things Bloodlines. And all in all, I'm pretty proud of how it turned out.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I didn't know what I was doing either. I prepared myself to run by watching how he ran our games, and another shout out here, watching Seth Skorkowski.
Shout out to Seth. I base a lot of my GMing style on a mixture of Seth Skorkowski and Brennan Lee Mulligan. Those are my 2 biggest inspirations for how I run my game.
Mine were Seth and you.
So Brennan, by proxy. The whole thing about trying to find a cliffhanger for the cutoff, I stole that straight from Brennan.
Really?
I never used to do that.
Fun fact for you guys, you know this. When I first started writing this campaign, I actually emailed Seth Skorkowski to get his input. And I didn't expect anything back. I was like, it's a long shot, but I'm going to go for it.
Seth is a real
And
one.
he emailed me back. And he emailed back and forth with me a couple of times. Giving me tips, telling me which videos would help me most for what I was doing, telling me what scenario would help me the best for what I was doing with you guys. And, like, he was so helpful.
You want to know how awesome Seth is? Every once in a while, I think it's like once a month or so, he goes live and does like a Q&A.
Yeah.
And you know how those work. Basically, they read the super chats and fuck everyone else. Seth is one of the only streamers I've seen who answered my questions without me having to pay money for it.
That is awesome. He's so genuine.
Like, he does his best to catch every question in that chat, regardless if it's a super chat or not. So mad respect. If you like Call of Cthulhu, if you like RPGs, go subscribe to Seth Skorkowski. He is the shit.
And, like, nobody sat me down and did, like, training wheels. Okay, now that they've done this, you need to do that. That's not how it works. I learned how to run.
You learn by running.
By watching you, watching Seth,
that makes me feel good.
And then just fucking doing it. Nitro told me, and I'm not going to forget this ever, I don't think. I was like, you know, I'm really nervous, especially the closer it gets. I want it to be really good for you guys. I want everybody to enjoy it, because if they don't enjoy it, they're going to blame me and you're not going to get to play anymore. And he was like, sister, let me tell you a trick or a lesson I learned. I was like, okay. He goes, you're never going to be ready to run your first campaign, so just fucking do it. And as soon as everybody's shit lined up for it, I started prepping. At first, it was just going to be him and Tink and Stryfe.
Yeah.
And then Mella joined. And then you got to talking about it with Nexus, and he was like, oh, hell yeah, I want to play that. And so now I have a full party of 5 for my very first campaign, and I didn't know how I was going to handle it. I didn't know how bad I was going to be. And the pride that I felt just watching you guys' reactions and knowing that I was giving you guys that sense of immersion felt so amazing.
Now, do you know who goes into games confident that they're going to kill it without any worries? Shit GMs. Those are people that don't care about their players. They only care about their story. And they're confident because they're going to go in with a linear mindset and they're going to hit what they want to hit and fuck anything else. You're going in like, okay, I know what I want to hit, but I also know they're going to take me off on tangents and I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with that.
And I did my best with that. I don't know how well I did with that, but I did my best.
Like I said, overall, I give this like an 8 out of 10. I had a fucking blast.
I'm glad.
I've not been able to actually play in like some years. This is the best game I have played since I started running. I had more fun today. Now. I had more fun today than I did when we ran Curse of Strahd with Nexus. I had more fun today than any time during Wilbur's campaign, the 2 sessions we played. Like,
I need another cigarette. I've been smoking
this
a lot
was tonight. Wow.
I spent quite a bit of time today giving them certain clues, setting them up in certain areas, and being like, okay, what do you do? And letting them RP shit out.
I took the reins and ran with them.
You and Mella took the fuck off with that shit. It started to
lull down. I'm like, nope. How can we get this back on? How can we get this moving? Like the way I was instigating conversations and shit. What I'm trying to do is show the other players what I want from them when I run games, because you notice, especially here lately, I'll be like, y'all want to do any RP, and it's always like, you know. And we just have to move on. So I'm showing them, this is what I want from you guys. Because it builds the characters and it builds the bonds.
You notice I try not to let that happen. Because anytime you got done with what you were doing and Mella got done with what she was doing, if I thought Nexus was getting talked over, do you want to say something? You want to do something? Or if I noticed Stryfe kind of backing off and not wanting to engage, hey, do you want to do anything or interact with this knowledge? I purposefully fish hooked so that they would be drawn back into roleplay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping between you being a little more strict than I normally am, plus me jumping in, taking initiative to get conversations going, I'm hoping that will get them into that mindset. That way, when we finally jump in back into Never After, we can actually have more bonds and shit between the characters than we did last time.
And I pointed that out to Stryfe earlier too, because he had made the comment about Trish not really being melded with the group.
Yeah.
I made the comment, once I understand why she's not doing it, but once she starts engaging more, she will.
Yeah.
I told him flat out, you heard me. And I'm trying not to be a bitch about the rules too much, but I did warn everybody I was going to be more strict than you have been, because I want this campaign to go smoothly as much as possible. And I think I found a good balance of that today. Like, when it started getting too much, hey, y'all, we need to get back on track.
I say, you did fucking great, especially for your first one.
I did at one point. I told Mella, I was like, hey, I've done, because I had done reined y'all in once or twice, and she started, I was like, hey, this is your one warning, and she stopped immediately, and I was so proud of her for that.
Yeah, because she was like, at the very beginning, it was only, like you said that once, at the very beginning, but she was like yelling and talking over everybody, and I was just sitting there waiting, because I was like, no, I'm not GM, sister will say something.
As soon as because she knew, I told her, I told you, I told Nexus, I told Stryfe and Tink, I told everybody this. Okay. I told everyone the same thing. I was like, I'm going to be more strict. You will get one warning and then it's penalties. You can ask, did I not tell you that?
I've been putting up with a lot of bullshit lately in games, and the main reason why is because my main thing is when people get pissy, they don't want to play anymore, and that means I can't run games anymore, so I've been doing everything I can to basically kiss ass and make sure everybody's happy.
So, but I was real proud because the minute I was like, hey, this is your one warning, she didn't do it again the rest of the game.
I think me and her had good chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And then of course me and Nexus always have good chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Now, Tink wasn't as involved with a lot of it as she usually is until she started getting the chance to use her ability and she got her nightmare.
She
and
did take the initiative to try to engage with me too.
Yeah.
When Eddie started freaking out.
And she especially kicked it up when she had that interaction with her dad about the book.
Mm-hmm.
After that, she was on it.
Yeah.
And I was very proud. I was also...
The only one that really wasn't jumping in and starting shit conversation-wise was Stryfe. And like I said, it's because his character doesn't really know us all that well yet.
And was just thrown into all this shit because someone finally wanted her.
Hey, I was born into it. Fuck off.
So, like, I get that 100%. I would like...
That's why, if you notice, I tried to make... Eddie tried to make Trish feel like part of the group because he was like, hey, we're all freaks. You can trust us. We are Hellfire.
Yeah. And
I didn't say we. We are Hellfire.
And come next session, I would like not just me running the NPCs and running y'all, but everybody to make a point of if you notice somebody is kind of lingering back, engage with them directly. Because that every time that happened, we had such much better roleplay.
By the way, that thing I did toward the end with the hands, I stole that from Lou Wilson, Misfits and Magic.
How do you bring up stuff like that? Because I have an out of context line for you from the show itself.
Yeah.
That will have a callback this campaign.
What episode?
I'm not going to tell you that yet.
I always tell you.
I will tell you who it is, though.
I only tell you the line for the next episode.
I will tell you who it is and who it's to.
And the line? Okay.
Erica.
Uh-huh.
To Mella.
Okay.
Know him? I've bled with him.
You gotta hope she sets you up for that. That's why I was telling you earlier. I was like, I know what I want to do, but I'm waiting for someone to set me up for it. And luckily for one of them, because I told you to set me up for it, and you didn't have to because Nexus did.
Yeah, like I was over there, you know, I had formulated what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And before I could, he brought it up, and I was like, fucking A.
That's why I was like, you heard that, right?
Uh-huh.
I tried to flesh out the character as much as I could today.
And I like how you made sure to establish his type of character and the things he likes and does.
Before I
his
started
mannerisms,
acting weird.
all that. I was so nervous. And I still am because I have so much I have to fucking workshop
for
now.
session 2.
Yeah, I have to completely start that from scratch because y'all went through sessions 1 and 2 today. So session 2 is actually going to be more shit I wasn't planning on doing.
I'm saying. Normally, one session's worth of notes for me is like 10 pages.
See, y'all did a lot of roleplay that I didn't have in my notes, which I planned on that. That's what I counted on.
Like, I don't have to take too much because we've got filler.
Y'all also did a lot of shit that I wasn't planning on, and I had to just roll with it.
So now you know I wasn't bullshitting when I told you that was going to happen.
Could you tell most of the time?
No.
Okay.
You did good.
Good.
You did great.
I was hoping I masked it well.
I had a lot of fucking fun.
Me too.
Like, the first 2 hours, we were just laughing.
I was over
Can
there.
you believe we went from
bowling.
talking about jism to me being fucking Will Byers from season 2?
I'm glad you all seem to really enjoy the nightmare sequences because there will be more.
Good. As creepy as it is, it adds to the story, and I like it.
But no, there was quite a few times where y'all would do a notice stuff check and you would fail it miserably, and I'd go, all right, moving on. When on the inside I was going, fuck, I needed them to catch this.
That happens to me quite a lot too.
All in all, how did today go?
Fucking great. And as many sidebars as we had, there wasn't nearly as many as we've been having in my games. Most of the sidebars we had is because Tink had to piss 37 million times.
37?
And even, I tried to do a good job at corralling everybody. Because, like I said, I'm going to be stricter than you have been. And I told everybody that from jump.
I might have to get back on my stricter side. Because I was strict for a while. And then people started getting a lot better. And so I loosened up. And I think
Now it's
that was where I
reversing.
fucked up. Because now everyone's getting back into bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to tighten it. Dave, I'm going to have to tighten it up around here.
Tighten it fuck up. Alright. But that, in a nutshell, was Stranger Things Bloodlines Session 1. Technically, Stranger Things Bloodlines Chapter 1, Session 1.
Hopefully we get more. However, there's one thing you haven't said this whole video, and I'm slightly disappointed.
What?
Welcome to the sadistic circus.
Welcome to the sadistic circus. Step right up, don't blink. These games run by Jayde. Watch your mind start to sink. From LHRPG to the Circle of 10. Yeah, the madness grew. Same blood, new throne. Now the horrors run.